Okay, let's move on to section 3 of part 1 of the ROC template. You can see these 4 sections to section 3, so let's dive in and see what we can do. So here, where it's not applicable, it's automatically filled in for you. You choose from the drop down using that static information, and that one is as simple as that. Mark as QSA completed. Date stamped, move on to the next one. Now here's a little bit where the magic happens. So this is a merchant, so we've got the SAQ eligibility tab there. That doesn't show if you're doing a service provider as per FAQ 1331. So if you're doing a combined, here's a little bit of magic. Let's do a P2PE. You would use the eligibility criteria description in there and then input your information on how you validated it. Once you've done that, you can save that, move on to the next eligibility tab. Here, if you don't want to mark the future dated requirements and you're not doing a DSV, leave these unticked. By default, it puts the not applicability narratives in there and marks these relevant areas automatically as not applicable. Move on to the next tab, finalize the assessment. Confirm that, you will get a pop-up in a second. There you go, it's got a notification telling me that 181 has been updated, and so is part 2. Let's see what part 2 looks like. So you can see a summary of all the not applicables and the narratives that have been put in there. And if we go back into section 181, you can now see it's been marked to amber and the numbers have moved across to represent the P2PE and the SAQA requirements. Okay, so that's done for you. You can then move into that and move it forward, ready for the QA approval. Moving on to the next part, segmentation, simple toggle switch. But because there's a dependency on part 2 about the segmentation testing, there's a link to 1145. But what you would just do is fill in the boxes accordingly, choose your assessor, save that. You can then flick into part 2, fill in that. You can see it's the SAQ eligibility narrative has been applied, not applicable, so that's good. You can go back and you can then mark that as QSA completed. Okay. Then move into the validated products. If there's no validated products, that's filled out for you. If there is, you can then start adding the individual details. Like that. Add a product line by line. Simple as click and go. Once you've completed, put it as QSA complete. Sampling used, yes. Fill in boxes. Did you use a standardized process? Fill in the bits that you need to fill in. Save, QSA completed, and that is section 3 complete. So if you go back to here, you can see the overview of it fully completed, just waiting for the QA.